Our next card has a petal pink base. We're just going to fold that and score it quick. Score it. We're going to burnish that edge. Then we've got a black layer and then 4 pieces of this beautiful paper. 4 little strips. And what I've done here is I've kept mine so that they all, if you put them all together, they're like a puzzle piece, right? They all fit together. You don't have to do that, but I think it's kind of neat to line them up. We're just going to add these to our black layer. And what I recommend is that you add the outside edge ones first and then fill in with the 2 middle ones. You want to have the same border on the top and the bottom and the side, and then everything should work out. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that that's what happens. I'm just going to barely set that one down and bring this one in here. Yep, it's going to look pretty good. I'm going to get that just a little bit closer. There we go. And do you see how my piece matches here and here and here? I don't know. I just like it like that. Okay, we are going to add this to our card base right in the middle here. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty, isn't it? Yeah. Is that straight? Yep, looks good. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a big scrap of white. So we have just a tiny bit of stamping to do. Mossy Meadow ink. We need 3 of these leaf images. So we've got 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to pull out, this is the 6th largest nested labels. So it's the one right here. So what I did is I went through and I marked with the Sharpie marker on my labels. I took them all off the card and put them in order according to the smallest to the largest. So this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So if you do that, it'll be easier to kind of follow directions when you see other videos from me. So along with these leaves, we're going to also die cut this. There's 2 leaf dies in here. They're exactly the same. I love that Stampin' Up! Gives us duplicates so that we don't have to run through 3 times, only twice there for what we need. And then we're going to take all of these flowers and we're going to die cut these as well as these 2 images. So we're going to get one of those and one of these. Now, if you run this through all in the same plate, you may need to run it through and run it back, but you want to make sure that when you put your cutting plate on top of it, none of these overlap, okay? Because that's a surefire way to ruin your dies. Ask me how I know that. Hang on just a second, I'll be right back. All right, so I've got our label. I've got all 3 flowers here, the 2 little flower centers, and 3 of the leaves stamped in Mossy Meadow. Now it's time to start doing a little bit more stamping. I'm going to take the thanks, and I'm going to stamp that sentiment in our Memento Black. I'm going to put it right down here. Oh, that turned out perfect. Woo! I'm going to close this up. And then we're going to add that to the front of our card. We're going to put that right in the center of our Designer Series paper panels. You want to make sure you get that straight. Oops, mine looks a little crooked. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to grab these little flower centers. I'm going to take this one. I've got my petal pink ink here. And I'm going to add just a little bit of ink to the center of this. Let's see if you can see that. Just a little bit with my sponge dauber. Now we're going to start stacking these flowers up. And if you'd like to make them a little dimension, give them a little dimension, you can kind of take them and fold them with your bone folder a little bit. That'll make them pop up. See what I've done there? Now you say, why would I do that? It's just going to get squished in the envelope. Well, it'll maintain a little bit of its dimension, but if you're hand delivering it, it's going to be super cool, right? Okay, then we're just going to glue these together. So I've got a little bit of glue on the back here. We're going to center this piece right here. And you know, magnolias aren't exactly perfect, so don't get too crazy with that. They look a little kittywampus. One of my favorite little redneck words. And then we're going to put this one in here. Right in the center. And then the one that we put a little bit of petal pink on is going to go in the center of that. I'm going to offset those little arms if I can. Yep, there we go. That looks good. Then I've got our gold faceted gems. Any type of a center in here would be fine, but these are pretty cool. And I'm just going to add one of these. And I think, let's see, where's my take your pick tool with my spatula in it? This is my spatula end on the take your pick tool. I don't know if I want a small one or a medium one. I think I want the smallest one here. Put that right in the center. Oh my gosh, isn't that just so pretty? I love it. Now we're going to add some dimensionals to the back. Where did those go? Right here. Oops. Again, I've got things falling all over my desk. I'm going to add some of these dimensional edges. Hang on a second while I take off my little jacket. Yeah, it's like getting towards the end of June. It's still not very warm here in Wisconsin, but whew, I have little hot flashes from time to time. That's not fun. Okay, where did my ribbon go? Right here. So this is part of the ribbon combo pack, and I'm going to take, and I'll measure. I measured this for you. You need 18 inches or about. This doesn't have to be perfect. So there's 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I thought it would be about 6. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to wrap this around 4 of our fingers. And then we're going to add this to the back of our flower so it's peeking out the sides. Let me get that out of the way. And you want to make sure that your ends are caught by the dimensionals. And I think I'm going to put one more dimensional right here just to catch this side of the thread over here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And if you'd like, add another dimensional that doesn't have any thread on it, so that if you don't want, if you've got stuff on your dimensionals, it may not be enough surface sticking to your card front. I guess that's what I wanted to say. That makes a little more sense. And I'm just going to add this right up here. Oh my gosh, you guys, that is so pretty, isn't it? And then we're going to tuck these leaves in. So we're going to put one right here. We're going to tuck one in. We're going to tuck both of the other 2 right down in here. There's one. Here's the other one. And gorgeous, gorgeous card, right? Now, I wanted to do something to the inside, and I think what would look really nice is if we just took this flourish and some petal pink. Remember, this is a sideways card. And stamp that, turn it around, and stamp it again. Isn't that pretty? Just a little something on the inside. And here's our finishing touch. And of course, you could stamp anything you want on the inside, or you could put a strip of designer series paper in there. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, let's keep going with the next card.